With supermarkets booming and sales being at an all-time high, the four big giants are taking over. In 2016, one of Britain's largest supermarkets, Tesco, saw a sales increase of 2.2% over the quarter, which set a figure of 0.8% increase for the whole year. Due to these larger supermarkets lowering their prices in order to draw in more and more customers, smaller independent convenience stores are suffering as a result. I spoke to Bill Thompson from Stirling, who previously owned a confectionery store passed down to him by his grandfather.
My name's Bill Thompson, and I used to run a sweet shop and paper shop on the south side of Glasgow. A shop that had been in the family for a couple of generations, and I took it over about 20 odd years ago. But year upon year, we were finding it harder and harder to make a living out of it, and I believe that was really down to the influence of the large supermarket chains.
Bill was subject to this change in the demand for larger supermarkets with increasing variety. Despite this change, smaller organic fresh produce shops still exist, as preference and quality sometimes still takes over when it comes to the weekly shop.
I've got no doubt supermarkets are taking over. They've got so much power in terms of what they can buy from their suppliers, and they've got the ability to drive prices down and make a loss on some items in order to force some of their competitors out of business until they've got a decent footholding in the market, and then they can put the prices to where they want. For years there's been a greengrocers across the road from where my shop was, and I know that they've been struggling year on year and finding it harder and harder and harder. And I think they're hanging on by a thread at the moment. I really do fear for their future, and they're in the same position. They're just really trying very hard to compete with the big supermarket chains. As far as I'm concerned, it's only going to get worse. I think consumers, while they may say it's a shame that local shops close down and they would like to support local businesses, in reality they like to get all their shopping in one place. They like cheap prices, and they will go wherever it is most convenient and cheapest, and for all they might express sympathy for small independent retailers, they spend their money in the large supermarkets, so that more and more of them will go out of business, and the supermarkets will just become more and more dominant.
However, larger supermarkets are doing all they can to promote where their food comes from, and the quality of the produce is constantly increasing as this trend of organic is more desired. Recently, Amazon have announced they are trialling Amazon Go, which eradicates the need for cashiers, as shoppers can put items straight into their bag, and upon exiting the shop, the technology is able to determine the items they have taken and deduct it straight from their Amazon account. This idea is something that we will see in the future, therefore further demolishing these independent retailers.